Okay, so you guys know I've been working on this side project. This is something that I've felt motivated to do because the condition of the mental health in the United States is just gone crazy. There's so many people that are absolutely totally stressed out, totally anxiety, and I think my theory is it's basically on fear. So many things in the country are instilling fear into us, either from politics, religion, work, all these things like that, that we're not taking the time to relax our minds. And when we relax our minds, that is totally taking time off of our aging. Like I said, I want to build a community where we motivate each other, where we talk about these different things. And I want to be able to say, this will help stop or reduce aging. Okay? So let's talk about stress and anxiety. Okay, so welcome back. I want to talk about stress and anxiety today. I am talking more about why I have, or what inspired me to create this channel and community. It's because I do think there's a possibility, and there's a lot of really small things that can actually reduce or reverse or even slow down immensely the process of aging. One of the things I was inspired by was Chris Hemsworth Limitless on National Geographic. I saw this show, and a lot of it is kind of based on what I've saw on the show. I kind of format the next 5 videos. They're going to be formatted sort of the same way they formatted the different episodes in that show. But basically, I took that. I did some research through like WebMD, through Mayo MD, some of the stuff with the credible medical things to look up to see if these things are wishy-washy or if they're actually real things that we can actually do. But like I said, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a doctor, any kind of medical or anything like that. I am just like you. I'm studying these things and trying to find a way to live a better life. I've got to the point, like I said before, we're trying to come into these years where, like I said, I'm 52 and I'm moving on, but I want to maintain or increase the quality of life. I want to have a high rate of energy, and I want to be able to enjoy the grandkids. I want to be able to enjoy different fun activities and traveling with my wife and doing all these other things that we should all be looking forward to if we can afford to retire and when we can afford to retire. It is said you do not slow down because of aging. You age because you slow down. So let's look at ways to reverse that. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about this month is I want to talk about stress. So stress, we deal with it from time to time, daily, almost when we wake up in the morning till we go to sleep at night. We are constantly engaging our bodies, which are magnificently created to work in a harmonious atmosphere with itself, with the organs and the brain and the skeletal system and all the muscles and everything to work together. But we start limiting the way each process can work, and it starts affecting all the other processes, thus making us age and slow down a lot. So one of the things, for thousands of years, our body was made with the fight or flight response. It is one of those situations where your body will all of a sudden start to tense up. The mind redirects the blood to protect the organs. It moves everything into your core. It takes the blood away from your brain, from your arms and legs and stuff like that, to fortify a situation where we're coming into a really bad situation where we're going to fight, we're going to be attacked by a bear or something like that nature. But now our mind is actually putting us into that response, and we're not even having the serious stimuli. So these things are being put before us, and we're letting our minds trick us into constantly being in a heightened state. So when you're in that constant heightened state, it does 2 things. 1, it'll slow down your reaction when you really need it. And 2, it'll also make it where you're just can't calm down and you can't relax, you can't get good quality of sleep and all those other things. So One of the things that when this happens, your physical strength starts to wane. And when you do that, you start getting just absolutely weak. So we've drummed up massive circumstances to minute problems. We must rewire that response. And when we rewire that response, it'll help us think a little more clearly in the situations. It'll help us more rationalize what is going on, and thus it'll help us do well. So now some people actually live in a state of heightened anxiety, and the stress levels are really caused. And there's nothing worse than when you're in a situation like that, somebody telling you, well, calm down, relax, cheer up, but you have the actual inner ability to do this yourself. So some of you may know, but not everybody knows, I was actually held up at gunpoint while I was doing my job. Okay, so when this happened, it took a while for me to get back into the swing of things. It took a while for me to get back into doing the normal routines and things like that. To say fight or flight or to say panic attack, I say panic attack is more like what we're actually talking about. So during this panic attack, our whole body tightens up, our breath quickens, everything starts moving around your body. Again, your body puts all the blood and everything into the core system. And when it does that, it really does make you not think clearly. Your blood pressure is going through the roof and your body is just in this upheaval uproar. Okay, so this causes toxins to build up and everything in your bloodstream and things like that where it's not really needed. So in situations like that, yeah, that was a pretty intense situation the time it happened. But you know what? One of the first things when I talked to a counselor through work and talked to a psychologist after about these type things that were going on is they said the first possible thing to do is stop, take deep, deliberate breaths. This forces your mind to say, okay, we're not running, we're not fighting, we're in this situation. Situation is okay, situation is normal, we're doing this. And so the body starts regulating itself and it starts slowing down the forced blood into your core. Okay, so with that, what was the other thing they always said that always worked? Well, think about how many times did you actually do the same thing and nothing ever happened? Thousands and thousands of times. Okay, so the other thing was take a mental picture of where you were at your most relaxed state and how did you feel at that time, and go back to that. While you're taking those deep breaths, think about being on a beach, or think about a kayaking, or think about wherever you actually have your quiet place and where you can actually meditate and relax, or prayer, or however you relax and calm down. Think about those situations. Your mind will totally reverse. It'll short circuit this fight or flight thing that's going on, and that will help you live a better life. When the cortisone starts rising in your blood, it weakens the immune system. It makes you a lot more susceptible for disease, and it actually elevates and makes high blood pressure. These are all things that as we age, we are going to end up combating or having to clean out or anything like that. But that's a small thing you can do. Once daily, just take a minute, relax, take deep breaths, and think back, okay, I'm not in this stress, I'm not in a danger situation, I need to relax. Or whenever you need to, do this. It's also a very good way to start your day. Start your day off by thinking, just taking deep breaths, okay. Don't worry about what's on the calendar for today. Don't worry about what you've got to do at work. Don't worry about what you have to do after work or any of those type things. Just take a moment, think about a good, relaxing place, and think about taking deep, deliberate breaths. You know, they say stress can be a killer, and that's medically, I found this several different places. Stress can be a killer because it can create these diseases in your body by weakening your immune system. Takeaways from this. So we see on social media, we see on the news, we see at work, we see all kinds of fear mongering. We have to be able to put these things away. Do you really need to spend that time reading that bad article about the earthquake here? Or do you really need to spend that time about, if you do this, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, or this is going to happen? All these different things is going on, and everybody is spreading fear. Unplug from that garbage. You know, that garbage is causing you to age quick. Minor deliberate changes in your body, control your breathing, convincing yourself you're not in danger, will improve your overall health. That's what this is all about. This is not drastic, but it must be deliberate. Start taking time daily to do these things, and I promise you, you will feel better. You will feel stronger throughout the day. Okay? So that was our quick moment for today. Follow me on the webpage, follow me here on YouTube, and we will work on next month the actual shocking of your body with extreme hot and extreme cold temperatures. You know, it's been a very bad situation. People are like, always, you got to bundle up to go outside. You always got to prepare and drink a lot of water to go into the heat. But we're going to look at the ways that, yes, you have to do all those things, but there are some very encouraging results also at the cellular level that show that extreme heat for moderation, extreme cold for moderation actually does a body good. I'll see you then. Bye.